Kyle Krabs, 33rd Team, and the Locked On NFL Scouting podcast. His prediction for the Browns quarterbacks in 2025.
I think Dylan Gabriel's the only quarterback for Cleveland this year that finishes the year with a positive touchdown to interception ratio. Joe Flacco is probably going to get the first look, right? I don't know if Kenny Pickett's going to make the roster. How long is Joe Flacco the quarterback, especially if the Browns play the way we think they're probably going to, with an aging offensive line and missing JOK on defense, and kind of questions around the rest of the defensive front, and seeping back in the secondary. Right? I have some questions with Cleveland. As a result, I do think this team's going to struggle a little bit. I think they'd be foolish to struggle and have two young rookie quarterbacks on the roster and not play them at some point. I think Dylan Gabriel's the only one who finishes with a positive touchdown to interception ratio when the season is all said and done.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd buy that. And the other thing is I think there's a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm going to disagree with him in two areas.
Yeah, I'll go to your second point. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll probably say it 1,000 more. What sunk the Browns last season more than anything else was the quarterback play. The fact that, most of the games last season were played by Deshaun Watson and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who by expected points added per play were the two worst quarterbacks in football. And those are guys that, they were costing their team a point every 3 to 4 plays they were on the field. So when you have quarterback play that's that much of a negative, it drags everything down with you. And I think by proxy, it made everything on this team worse than it was, just because the fact that, the quarterback play was just not good enough. They weren't able to do anything on offense. So you look at this scheme overhaul in particular, going back to more of what Kevin Stefanski likes to do on offense. We've seen it be successful. We've seen, teams with PJ Walker and DTR win games over teams that they had no business beating. PJ Walker had no business leading the Browns to a win over a then undefeated 49ers team. DTR leading a game-winning touchdown drive against the Steelers. I think Kevin Stefanski's scheme has had a history of getting the most out of the quarterbacks he has. And now that they go back to it with four different guys, 2 of them are rookies. Only one was picked in the top 100, Dylan Gabriel. I find it hard to imagine that the quarterback play is going to somehow be worse than it was last season. No matter how many of these reps these 4 guys get out there, no matter who starts, who plays the most games, I just feel it's going to be very, very difficult for the Browns that have worse QB play than a year ago. And that's a reason why I just don't think they're going to be as bad as they were in 2024.